All right, so it says if n is 450 and p hat is 0.36 and find the margin of error at 95% confidence. So remember, p hat is a proportion of successes. And so we've got a sample of 450, we've got 36% successes, which means we have 64% failures. So we're gonna set up our formula. We've got p hat plus or minus z of alpha over 2 times the square root of p hat q hat over n. And so this is the formula for the entire confidence interval. We only want the margin of error. So remember that that's this portion of it. So we need the appropriate z-score. So for 95% confidence levels, so that means our alpha level is 5%. So we're going to do the z for 0.05, because it's, z of 0.05 over 2 times the square root, and then we're going to plug in the 0.36. The failure rate would be 0.64. Remember, those have to add up to 100%, divided by 450. So we're going to have to look up the z-score. We can either look it up on the table, or we can do inverse normal. So we'll go distribution, inverse normal. So the area is, so it's 2.5% for the upper tail, right? So it's going to be the z-score for 0.025, but that means it's 2.5% in the upper tail, so it's 97.5% in the lower tail. So we're going to enter in the area for the lower tail, 0.975, and leave the mean and the standard deviation alone. Paste it in there. We get 1.96. So we get 1.96 times the square root of 0.36 times 0.64 over 450, and that's a 450. All right, so then we just crunch that out, right? So we're going to 1.96 times the square root of 0.36 times 0.64 divided by 450. I think, check to make sure I've got this all plugged in okay. That looks good. So then we just enter, and we get 0.044. Looks good.